Most emails suck. That's why they get ignored and oftentimes not even opened. But today we're going to talk about how to write emails that get opened, read, and bought from. So if you're interested in that, stick around because that's what we're going to get into. Let's go ahead and just jump into it. I'm Nathan Frazier. This is the Cultish Marketing Podcast. I've got my co-host Lily Elizabeth with me today. Lily, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am fantastic. And just for a little bit of context, you write almost all of the emails for my clients right now, and you do an amazing job at it.
Thank you.
And so I wanted to have you on, and I wanted to talk about some of the tips and tricks that you use when writing your emails. And we've got a free gift for people at the end of the show, so stick around for that. Lily's got something special for you. But let's go ahead and just jump into, let's start off. What got you into writing emails, doing email marketing in the first place?
Well, I met this wonderful guy named Nathan Frazier. No, but I was actually working with my dad and his company, and he hired Nathan. And we were watching him write all these emails, cranking out content. And between the both of those, I couldn't help myself but ask him to help me out, mentor me a little bit. And so far, it's been fun.
And how long have you been doing email marketing for now?
For about 3 years.
Okay. And you've come a long way. When you first started, you were very intimidated. Now you just crank out emails and you're like an email marketing machine.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to get into tips and tricks to write better emails, more clickable subject lines, emails that people like to read, and emails that bring in sales. So let's go ahead and start with subject lines and give us your top tips on writing subject lines. And starting off with, the inbox is so cluttered. If you're anything like me, you've probably got tons of email. You're definitely nowhere near inbox zero. And so you've got a bunch of different marketers trying to compete for your attention, and you need to stand out. And you do a great job of picking out subject lines that help the emails stand out, make them beg to be clicked. So let's talk about subject lines and your top tips on how to write subject lines that actually get clicked on.
Yeah, I want to evoke curiosity, or I want some kind of attention-grabbing subject line. I want to keep it short, and I want to make sure that, I'm only getting 30 seconds of your time. People either choose to keep or delete your email in 30 seconds at first glance. So I want to make sure I'm grabbing your attention. I'm evoking curiosity of some sort.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because sometimes I'll delete an email just based off of the subject line alone. I'll look at it and I'll be like, oh, that's clearly a sales email. I'm not interested. They're not talking to me. And one thing you mentioned, evoke curiosity. Mm-hmm. Why is that so important? Why do you think that it's so important to get people curious? I've heard talk to the things that they're interested in, talk to their self-interest. Yeah. But a lot of your headlines or your subject lines definitely evoke curiosity versus, hey, click here to get this cool thing.
Right.
You're always kind of, when I'm seeing your subject lines, I'm always like, what is she talking about?
Yeah.
Why is that so important?
You got to click to find out. I think opening that loop is really important within first glance. Like I said, they have 30 seconds to keep or delete. So I'm going to make sure I've got you hooked within the first 40 to 60 characters. I want you clicking in order to find out more, in order to close that loop. And, oh, okay, I get what she was talking about now.
Okay.
Makes sense.
40 to 60 characters. Why that range?
Yeah, I want it short. I don't want a subject line falling off the page. If it's falling off the page, you're making your reader work for your email to even see if they're interested in your email.
Oh, okay. And you know what I think of is a lot of times when subject lines are like 70, 80, 90 characters long, I don't even get the complete message. And if they didn't get me curious enough in the first 40 to 60, I'm not going to worry about clicking to find out the rest because they didn't get me curious.
Makes sense to me.
Okay, I also notice, and actually I'm leading the question here because this is something that I taught you, but you did a very good job of it. And I see a lot of people's subject lines and they do caps. The first word of the first letter of every word is in all caps.
I've seen it.
And immediately that screams an advertisement to me because that's what I'm used to seeing in ads. You don't do that in your emails. You write them differently. Why?
Ad fatigue is real. If I immediately think some salesman, some ad is in my inbox, I'm going to delete it.
Salesperson. Okay.
Salesperson, businesswoman, saleswoman, okay? Yeah, emails that convert look like emails from a friend, not a salesman or woman.
Okay. So write them like you would write. If you were writing your friend an email, you wouldn't put every letter of every first letter of every word in full caps. Okay.
Probably not.
Okay. So curiosity driven, attention grabbing, avoid title case. Is that what it's called?
Exactly. That's what it's called. When
Okay.
you got the first of each word capitalized.
Yeah. Make it look like it's a personal email from a friend.
Yeah.
And
Not some salesman.
and keep it short, keep it below 60 characters. Let's talk about the actual content itself. So you wrote a headline or you wrote a subject line, got me to click. Let's talk about what's inside of the email.
Yeah.
And let's go through this is the biggest mistake that I always see, especially new email marketers, people that are doing YouTube videos. Hey guys, hey YouTube, hey everybody. You never do that. And why?
Way to make me not feel special. Like, I want to feel like your friend. Like, this is a one-on-one conversation. Like, you're actually trying to help me out and solve my problems. If you're just spamming, if I'm just another name on your email list, I don't feel like you hear me or see me or care about me. You just care about the dollar. You just care about what's converting.
You just see me as part of your ATM.
Yeah. I don't want to be part of your email list. I want to be your friend.
And again, if I get an email from one of my friends, if Drew emails me, he's not going to be like, hey guys, he's going to be like, yo, Nate, check this out.
Totally. Or just, hey,
Yeah.
check it out. This is
Yeah.
what I got for you.
Exactly. So, hey guys, hey everybody. Never start your emails talking to a crowd. Talk to one person. You're writing to one person. I think that's also a tip when I'm writing my emails.
Yeah.
I always am writing to one person. I've got one person in mind that I'm trying to convince to buy. And so I'm writing to that one person, and that helps take the pressure off. I'm not writing to this big crowd of people. And like they say, performing in front of people.
Oh, yeah.
They give a tip like, imagine everybody in the audience
Totally.
naked. I don't know how that helps, but there is an intimidation factor when you're in front of a crowd
Yeah.
versus when you're just trying to talk to one person. So your emails come off more personal that way. So avoid opening your email with, hey, everybody, hey, guys, hey, gals, hey, everybody in between.
Yeah. No plural. Always singular.
There you go. Thank you. You made it
Yes.
succinct
Use the
for me.
you view. I like how Nate says that.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about the different types of emails. We've got 3 different types that we tend to send out.
Yeah.
And break it down. What are the 3 different types of emails that we
So
send?
we got a lift email, a sales email, and a goodwill email. And so I know we talked about Gary Vee's jab, 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 right hook with the content episode. I've got a similar strategy I use with email. And so I'll alternate between lift and goodwill emails and then hit them with a sales email afterwards. So a lift email is selling the click. They offer valuable information, something useful, something helpful, and they're selling the click. So rather than the offer being inside of the email, inside of the copy, you're actually telling them, hey, go check out this link for more information.
Okay.
And a goodwill email will be, here, I'm going to provide something of value. I'm going to provide something short and sweet, something you can use and act on. And I'm going to actually tell you to go check out this cool thing that I have for you over at, that's usually my call to action for goodwill.
I just found this cool YouTube video.
Yeah.
They were talking about this. Go check it out. You're going to dig it.
Exactly. I have something cool to share with you. Go check it out right here.
Okay.
And then a sales email is your actual offer inside of the email copy. So you're actually sending your reader or your viewer to a sales page or a product page ready to click buy. So you've actually set yourself up, set your reader up to sell them.
Okay, so you're doing the selling in the email. So
Exactly.
every single email is not a sales email. That's one of the things I
Yeah.
really can't stand about most email marketers is every single email is a sales email. And I agree with you about the Gary Vee thing. Jab, 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 right hook.
I like it.
Value, 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 sales offer. And in our sales emails, that's when we go through the, hey, if you're this type of person dealing with this type of pain point and you're frustrated with the results that you've gotten before, here's something different. Maybe you didn't know about this. Here's what you can expect when you try it this way. And if you want to go check out more, go over here. Here's where I've got the full offer for you.
Right.
That way you're doing the actual selling in the email. Let's step back real quick to not goodwill emails, lift emails, where you're just trying to sell the click. I see you do this masterfully, where it's just like a little bit of value, and then you usually end with, if you dug that, go check out this. You're going to love all the other stuff. And you're still sending them to a sales page, but you're letting the sales page do the selling rather than letting the email do the selling.
Exactly. And I almost wonder, this might be going out on a whim, but I figure it's kind of like, oh my gosh. So reciprocity, you know how human nature, it's, if you give me something, I honestly want to give you something back. It's human nature, the reciprocity.
If you're a decent person.
If you're a decent person.
There's people that are just takers and reciprocity doesn't work on them very well.
No. But I'm thinking, if I give you a Goodwill email, if I give you a Lyft email, and then another Goodwill email, and I'm just giving you tons of things you can work with, tons of value, I mean,
right?
You might want to give me back a nice view or a click or something.
And also, I think that goes when somebody treats you like an ATM and everything they send is, hey, here's a way to give me your money. Hey, here's another way to give me your money. Totally. When somebody emails me like that, that's immediately our relationship. Oh, this is somebody who just wants to take my money.
Yeah, red flag.
Yeah, exactly. But when somebody's constantly sending me stuff that helps me do better in the thing that I'm trying to do better in, and then every third or fourth email, they're like, hey, by the way, here's how to take our relationship to the next level.
Right.
Here's how to get more of the cool stuff that I've got for you.
Boom.
Then I feel like I can trust you. I feel like you're putting my needs above your own financial gain. And so for me, that's always like that. If I have the choice to buy the same thing from two different people, the one who's given and given and given and shown that they actually care about my success is the person who's going to end up getting my money.
Makes sense to me.
Okay, one last thing. Yeah. Every fourth email is a sales email, or every fifth email is a direct sales email with a link to click. And you were talking about in our Goodwill emails and our Lyft emails, we're always including a link at the bottom of them, even if it's not going to a sales page. I think of this saying, rewarded behavior is repeated behavior. Yeah. So I want to know the strategy behind, even if it's not leading back to a sales page, even if you're just clicking to a YouTube video or you're linking out to a blog post or something like that. Why is it that you always put a link at the bottom of every email?
I want to train them to click and receive a reward. Email should be rewarding to read. I genuinely want every time you to click for me to provide value, and you say, I'm clicking next time. Next time, I know she's going to help me. She's helped me every other time.
Right. So if I think of Pavlov's dogs,
yes,
he would ring a bell every time he fed his dog steak. And then eventually, just by ringing the bell, the dogs thought of steak and they'd start salivating.
Classical conditioning, you said it.
Yeah, so if you can get people to, every time they click a link, they associate that with a reward. Every time I click a link in her emails, I get something cool on the other side.
Yep.
Then when you put a link back to your sales page, they're preconditioned. I mean, this sounds... behavioralism is kind of like one of those moral gray areas, but it is true. If I associate your links with something cool on the other side, even when I see it and it looks like it's going to a sales page, I'm going to still associate it with something cool being on the other side.
Makes sense to me.
All right. So this is the thing that drives me insane, is just the structure of emails and social media posts. And a lot of times when I see stuff that people write, I look at it and right away, I just say, that's way too much work.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to try. I'm not even going to read the first sentence of that. And so how do you avoid having that happen in your emails?
Honestly, I like easy to read, fun to read, like we said, emails. And if it's a textbook, I don't call that fun. I graduated already. I don't need to go back and read a bunch of freaking textbooks.
Well, I think of like a wall of text.
Yeah.
If there's no white space in between, if there's no breaks, if I'm going to read something, I need it to be broken up chunk by chunk so I can eat it just a little bit at a time. If you try to shove the whole thing down my throat at once, I'm going to gag. I'm not going to enjoy it at all. So break it up for me. You do it differently than me. I always hit enter twice in between each paragraph. You double space stuff. So it's a little bit, but it's the same thing. When I look at it, it's bite-sized nuggets rather than one giant long, like wall of text.
It's easy to skim and scam, easy to skim and scan. It's easy to act on. I want easy. People like easy. They don't want hard. They don't want to work for it.
Yeah. Well, easy to consume. The big wall of text looks like a chore. Yeah. Looks like you're asking me to do a lot of work.
Yeah.
I think of as a copywriter, it's my job to do all the hard work for you so that it's really easy for you to come to the decision. And so one of the simple things is going through, making sure none of my paragraphs are more than 3 lines of text. None of my sentences are more than one idea at a time. I want to make it real easy. I don't want you to get to the end of a sentence and not remember what the beginning of the sentence was about. I don't want you to get to the end of a paragraph and not remember what the beginning of the paragraph was about. Because if that happens, I lost you. The moment that you have to go back and be like, wait, what were they talking about? Yeah. I've lost you. You've gone out of the flow. You've jumped off of the slide, and I can't deliver you to the sales message anymore.
I think it makes sense too. Quick interruption, but if I only have 2 minutes of someone's time and they're checking their emails during traffic, I don't want to hit you with a huge textbook.
Wait. Don't check your emails during traffic.
During traffic, on the toilet, whatever, no judgment.
in line at the bank or wherever you're checking your emails.
Exactly. It's usually a quick 2 minutes of someone's time. So I don't want to take up a bunch, and I want it to be quick and easy to act on.
Mm-hmm. And I think that too, a lot of us are checking our emails on our cell phone. And so that's even more important to have short, punchy paragraphs.
Right, yeah.
Because you get less space on the cell phone. So
scroll 12 times through your email.
3 sentences or 3 lines on the desktop turns into like 8 lines on the cell phone. So you got to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And if I open up my email in line at the bank and I look at it and it's like top to bottom, I'm going to click back out and maybe I'll remember to go back and read it again, but maybe it's been opened and it doesn't shout at me the next time I open my emails.
Yeah.
So quick, punchy, easy to read. And with the exception, when I write sales emails, sometimes they'll be long. I'll make sure that they're worth reading. I'll make sure that they hook you at the beginning and pull you in and keep you reading.
Right.
But again, only 1 out of 4, 1 out of 5 emails is going to be that long form email.
That makes sense.
Most of the time, they're not going to be that way. Let's talk about delivering a payoff.
Yeah.
And making it worthwhile for people when they click. They don't feel like they got bait and switched. They don't feel like they got ripped off. And starting off, let's go back to the headlines.
Yeah.
How do you make sure that your headline actually delivers inside of your email? Because I read a lot of subject lines and then I read the email and I'm like, that had nothing to do with why I clicked.
Yeah, I hate when that happens. And I feel like that is the biggest way to watch your open rates decline and your unsubscribers skyrocket.
Okay.
If you constantly tell your audience to expect one thing and then deliver another thing, I don't blame them for having trust issues.
Okay.
I would not come back. I would say, oh my gosh, okay, you're telling me you're giving me a content tips and you end up delivering email tips? Like, this makes no sense. You're setting me up to expect one thing and you're delivering something completely different.
Well, and it's that open loop thing that you were talking about.
Yeah.
If you get me to click by evoking my curiosity and then you don't satisfy that curiosity, the next time I see a curiosity-driven headline or subject line from you, I'm going to be like, yeah, last time I clicked, I got tricked.
Yeah.
I'm not getting, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I'm not clicking on your curiosity-evoking subject line again.
Exactly. Lost trust.
There you go. Let's talk about the emails themselves.
Yeah.
And delivering value. You've said this a bunch of times, delivering value inside of the actual email.
Super
so
important.
Not just click over to this page where I got this cool thing for you. A lot of times in your emails, you're actually putting the cool thing inside of the email, especially your lift emails.
Yeah.
What's the deal with that?
I want infotaining. That's my favorite thing that you say, infotaining. I want the emails to be a reward to read, for you to get something valuable out of them. and for you to enjoy it. I want you to actually want to come back and read my email and say, she's going to help me next week.
Yeah, exactly. So if I open up the email and you deliver a cool story that takes me on an emotional roller coaster and delivers me to an aha moment,
Yeah.
or I open up the email and you help me solve this problem that I've been struggling with, and now I don't have that problem anymore, I'm going to keep opening your emails.
Yes.
But again, if it's just sales message after sales message after, I'm going to stop opening your emails.
You just might.
Let's talk about, we already kind of talked about the Pavlov's dog thing.
Yeah,
that
was a trip.
But again, delivering on the payoff, if every time I click on the link at the bottom of your email, you deliver, you give me something cool, again, it's going to make me want to click.
Every time.
Exactly. I think we kind of went through all of our top tips for getting people to open up emails and click on the links in the emails, increase your click-through rates, increase your conversions. I know that you actually put together a cheat sheet for people that are doing email marketing, and give me a little bit of breakdown. I don't want to give away everything. Let's just tease it a little bit. What's inside of your email cheat sheet, and where can people go to get it?
All right, no crazy spoilers, but you can learn how to craft compelling subject lines, write emails that people actually want to read, and create badass call to actions. So I'm excited to share it with you. I hope you find it at lilymultimedia.com.
Okay, and just to add a little bit more tease to it, calls to action.
Yeah.
People fail on the call to action. Yes. They get nervous when it comes time to actually ask for the sale or ask for the click. They get nervous and they say stuff like, you might be interested in, or maybe it'll help you. Go ahead and give it a look and see if so. Your calls to action are always really clear, concise, get straight to the point. They don't feel like selling from the heel, and you give some tips away on how you do that. So if you're somebody who struggles with actually asking for the sale at the end of your email, I would recommend checking out Lily's cheat sheet because it's freaking amazing just for that one factor alone. Where can people go again to get it?
lilymultimedia.com. Go check it out.
All right. Awesome. And I'm interested, if you are somebody who's email marketing and you're finding struggles in your email marketing, let me know. We might do an episode in the future based off of the things that you need help on. So if you're having struggles in your emails, leave it in the comments. Let us know what your biggest struggle in email marketing is. And if you've got a cool tip to help other people watching, something that we didn't cover in this episode on how to get more clicks, more conversions out of your emails, leave that in the comments as well. And thank you for spending some time with us today. Like, subscribe, share this with another business owner or marketer that you know, and check out the other couple videos YouTube is recommending. I think you'll dig them.